Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the producer on Tales of Seikyu, and I'm here with the narrative design team to ask them all of your burning questions. Hello, who are you?
Hi, I'm Yen. I'm a narrative designer on Tales of Seikyu.
My name's Jack. I'm a narrative designer for Tales of Seikyu.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm a narrative designer on Tales of Seikyu.
Amazing. And how did you get into narrative design?
By accident, actually.
So I'm a screenwriter. I'm dear friends with our fantastic producer, Julia, who you just met.
I also am from a screenwriting background prior to games, but in my third year of university, I decided when working out what I wanted to do with my life that I played a lot more games than I watched films at the time. So I was like, that's what I want to do.
I am a writer, first and foremost. I write all sorts of stuff, from novels to non-fiction to poetry, and there was the opportunity to write my first game with a really small team, not Tales of Seikyu. It was previously a different game, and I took it, and that was how I got into it.
She was describing the game to me once, and I was like, this sounds like an absolute dream job. So I pestered her to sign me up.
A narrative designer looks after the story for a game, and when we say that, we mean everything from world building to writing the scripts to making sure that all the words go really well with the gameplay.
Narrative designer comes up with the story and then dialogue, character ideas, kind of anything has to do with the narrative. We design it, you know?
And what does an average day at work look like to you?
Well, I mean, it's a bit weird and wacky, but at the beginning of the week, what we try and do is we give ourselves like a list of things that need to get done that week. That can be anything from a script, so like a main quest or a heart event, which is an NPC interaction, to writing a novel, writing a letter, or character outlines. And what I try and do is give myself 2 or 3 things to do in a day. I start them and then give myself an hour to edit at the end of the day.
Because I do quite a few things, I'm a freelance writer. The mornings are generally for Seikyu, so I'll usually start at 9ish to 10, depending on the day. All the way till about 1 or 2 o'clock is Seikyu time for writing and reviewing and editing. And then I will go off and do something else, like preparing for teaching, which is something I do at universities. Or I've also just finished a non-fiction book, so a little bit of writing or editing on that. And I usually do a bit of Seikyu at the end of the day as well, just to look at any reviews or any kind of changes that we've had.
Do you have a favorite character to write for on Tales of Seikyu?
Wait, sorry, I can't talk about can I? I love writing for No Tengu. I think she's like the classic femme fatale. She's this big badass with like massive wings, and she can chop anybody in half, but also like sort of finds a little soft spot for you, and just, you know, nothing better than that.
My favourite character to write for is Prince. He didn't used to be. I used to find him quite intimidating because Klaus had done quite a lot of work with Prince before I got him. But now he's just the little freak that I absolutely love. So he is my favourite. Also Mika would be another one of my favourites because she's a gamer. She's basically me. She's a little nerd who kind of loves to kind of like be in her comfort zone and play video games. And yeah, I really enjoy writing her and what we did with her. So yeah, between those two, my little freak and my little gamer. So yeah.
I have to fight Holly for this one because I love writing for Con. Con's I think the younger sister vibe really goes with me because I'm a younger sister. Yeah, so I can put all the stuff that I do to my sister in there.
So, there is a lot of lore and mystery in Tales of Seikyu. How do you weave such complex narratives into the quieter, everyday moments of the game?
Yeah, so Seikyu is it's a brilliant world that has been created across multiple teams. It isn't just the narrative team that put the work into this world. It is an open world game, which helps. So the aim with open world games is to make the worlds feel as lived in as possible. So what we try and do is with every character, make it feel like when the player sees them, they're in the middle of doing what they're doing. They've lived a day before you meet them, and they'll live a day after you meet them.
How do you manage to juggle so many side stories and character backgrounds without them getting lost in the overarching storyline?
Yeah, I think it all comes down to character. If the character is like strong enough, they're gonna react to the world in a way that's honest, and instead of getting lost, they add to it. I think we wrote a lot of characters to be heavily involved in the main quest, but a lot of them are also sort of there to provide a little bit of a break from the more sort of high intensity main quest. But regardless, if you have like a character that a player gets to fall in love with, or who has a really strong personality, it's going to feel genuine, whether you're, you know, fighting the big bad or making stew, you know what I mean? So I think it all comes down to the NPCs.
Who is the most challenging character to write for you?
Okay, this is going to be a little bit serious and a bit meta, because I think the most challenging character is always the player. In all games, trying to balance how much engagement the player gets from the game and how much the player gets to kind of change the game is really, really hard to do. So hopefully we got this right, and that, you know, the Seikyu living style and the Seikyu life kind of comes through in a nice, beautiful way for the player.
So the hardest character was definitely Musashi for me, because he originally was supposed to be like a very Asterian-esque character, who's like very sassy, very sarcastic, but it's hard to do that without voice acting to like get the tone across. If it's just text, kind of just comes across creepy. Also in the like early access, there was a period of time where he would just sit in the bush outside your house. So add creepy stalker vibes to like potentially flirtatious dialogue that could go either way. We really had to like revisit a lot of his work, but I think we ended up in an okay place.
Yeah, so one of the most challenging but also interesting characters that I've got to work on Seikyu is Yui Oda. She has a really interesting kind of backstory, which stems from her kind of yokai form and links into kind of her gender identity. So Yui is biologically male, but personality-wise female. And this was an original part of the game before I joined it. And over my time, we did a lot of research into yokai from Japanese mythology and found one that fit really nicely with this kind of concept of being physically a different gender from your personality. And we settled on a yokai called the Gashadukuro, who are these skeleton yokai that kind of form from people with dead memories of people, and that is what Yui is. So I wanted to be quite sensitive on the topic of having these two different gender identities within one character. That in itself is quite a challenging thing to do. And I'm really proud of what I did, and I can't wait for players to experience her journey together with her.
And do you ship any of the Tales of Seikyu characters?
I was thinking a lot about this. And oddly, I really think Miss Ama and Leon would be such a good match. Because he really wants to experience the world, and she has so much experience to share, you know?
They'll gain a lot from they would gain a lot from being together. Yeah.
I think so.
He'd probably be fascinated by her.
Yes. And she would love it.
Yes. And without giving away too much, what are you excited about for this next update coming in January?
This new update has a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of really exciting stuff going on. You get to meet two of the old gods of Seikyu. I'm not going to spoil who they are, but one of them you do get to fight. So that's worth preparing yourself for, getting a good sword, getting good kind of items equipped. But that's going to be something really, really cool coming up in this next update.
I'm really excited for the Tanuki Fox rivalry to develop. I think there's a lot of like good sort of star-crossed actions going to happen there with you and Kincho and LMG and all of them. So stay tuned, you know?
If you could give advice to aspiring narrative designers, what would it be?
Go and write a game. It doesn't matter how it looks, it doesn't matter what you write it with. Even if it's a Word doc, a Google doc, on on Twinery, on Inky, anything it is. Just write games and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think you just gotta read as much as possible, and like varied genres. I think most stories derive from like the Greek classics or classic American literature, things like that. Like I find I get most of my ideas there. When you sort of reach outside of the genre that you're actually working in, you can steal a lot of ideas and change them a little bit, and then bam, like you got something new.
Write as much as you can, especially for the writer side of the job. Anything. It can be a game. It can be a little novel that no one else except from yourself will do. It will just better your confidence in writing and also your ability to know how to tell good stories. With narrative design itself, because it is a design kind of job, also get to know your engines. You don't have to be proficient in C++ or blueprints in Unreal, but just start to get an idea on how to play around with the engine. What do the narrative plugins for Unity and Unreal look like? You don't even need to download them, just look them up on YouTube so you've got an idea of what you're playing with, and just start getting comfortable within those engines, because then when you're asked to do a project, it's going to be way less daunting.
I feel so blessed to have been able to assemble the narrative adventures of Tales of Seikyu. This team covers so many bases of what we needed on Tales of Seikyu, and I can't imagine putting together any other different team to work on the game. So yeah, good job, guys. Yeah, pretty good.
Julia.
Yay! But yeah, thank you so much for watching our video. Please go buy Tales of Seikyu on Steam. We have a major content update coming in January, so go check that out.
What y'all doing? I'm so thankful. I fucking love that guy. My homie, my boy.